Catherine the Great, the truth about Catherine's life and success principles revealed. Written by Influential Events Publishing, narrated by Monroe Williams.
Preface. Empress Catherine II brought Europe to Russia, and Russia to Europe, during her long and eventful reign, 1762–96. She fostered the culture of the Enlightenment, and greatly expanded the immense empire created by Tsar Ivan the Terrible, shifting the balance of power in Europe eastward. Famous for her will to power and her dozen lovers, Catherine was also a prolific and gifted writer. Fluent in French, Russian, and German, Catherine published political theory, journalism, comedies, operas, and history, while writing thousands of letters, as she corresponded with Voltaire and other public figures. The Memoirs of Catherine the Great provides an unparalleled window into 18th-century Russia and the mind of an absolute ruler. With insight, humor, and candor, Catherine presents her eyewitness account of history, from her whirlwind entry into the Russian court in 1744 at age 14, as the intended bride of Empress Elizabeth L's nephew, the eccentric drunkard and future Peter Ill, to her unhappy marriage, from her 2 children, several miscarriages, Anha and Peter's numerous affairs, to the political maneuvering that enabled Catherine to seize the throne from him in 1762. Catherine's eye for telling details makes for compelling reading as she describes the dramatic fall and rise of her political fortunes. This definitive new translation from French is scrupulously faithful to her words and is the first for which translators have consulted original manuscripts written in Catherine's hand. It is an indispensable work for anyone interested in Catherine the Great, Russian history, or the 18th century. This preface traces Catherine's autobiographical impulse throughout an extraordinarily rich, accomplished, and controversial life. She expected her readers to be familiar with the history of her reign, which she does not recount in the memoir. Those eager to encounter Catherine and her memoir directly with no further introduction should have a sufficient overview of her reign and her memoirs from the preceding few pages. The remainder of this preface illuminates in detail the historical context, legacy, and uniqueness of Catherine's memoirs. It addresses the importance of writing to Catherine's rule and reputation abroad, the influence of the memoirs on Catherine's scholarship since her death, and the genesis and unusual structure of this significant original document. It brings together literary and historical analyses of the memoirs in a contribution to Catherine's scholarship that is meant to be informative for those encountering Catherine for the first time and experts alike. Part 1. Chapter 1. Who was Catherine the Great and what she did? Never destined at birth to be a monarch, or even married to a monarch, Prinseż̶ Sophie Auguste Frederikhe of Anhalt-Zerbṟt achieved both. She was born on May 2, 1729, New Style, in Stettin, Pomerania, Kingdom of Prussia, now Szczecin, Poland, where her father, a general in the Prussian army, served as governor of the city of Stettin. Sophie's father was Prince Christian August, who reigned the Principality of Anhalt-Dornburg, now in Germany, jointly with his 4 brothers from 1704 to 1742. In 1742, Christian August and his surviving brother Johann Ludwig inherited the Principality of Anhalt-Zerbst upon the death of a childless cousin. Today, the territories of both principalities are located in the German federal state of Saxony-Anhalt. Sophie's mother was Princess Johanna Elisabeth of Holstein-Gottorp, a daughter of Christian August of Holstein-Gottorp, Prince of Eutin. Even before Sophie's birth, there already was a connection between the House of Holstein-Gottorp and the House of Romanov. Prior to his death in 1725, Peter I, the Great, Emperor of all Russia, had arranged the betrothal of his daughters, his only surviving children, Anna Petrovna and Elizabeth Petrovna, to 2 cousins from the Duchy of Holstein-Gottorp. Anna Petrovna married Karl Friedrich, Duke of Holstein-Gottorp, in 1725. 3 years later, Anna Petrovna died as a result of childbirth complications shortly after the birth to her only child Karl Peter Ulrich,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?